Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I'm a boomer. I think I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm like a zoomer. Okay.
Oh yeah, this song always gets me ready for it.
E-W-H-I-T-E, coming with the heat.
I stay fooling with my bot, my tunes will make you speak.
Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the world dedicated to radical centrism. I am your host, Orion. Joining me as always is Micah. What's up, buddy?
Hanging out. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? What's up, dude? They're killing Alex Jones is what's up, dude. They're killing my boy. They're killing my surrogate father, Micah.
Yeah. I figured you'd be in distress over the news regarding him. Oh.
His only crime was loving too much, but we'll get into that in a minute. First, we got to talk about a very serious public health outbreak. Serious news for serious
Are you scared?
boys.
Are you scared yet?
Monkeypox. We're all talking about monkeypox, right? Yeah, that's a thing.
Just declared a national emergency, and I didn't even know it was it was not a joke. I didn't realize it wasn't just a joke until like a week ago when somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, have you heard about monkeypox?" And I said, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, it doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound like something that... why do they give them these names like this, you know? I don't know. But, you know, the one thing I've seen about it that's really bothering me is Rightoid's response to it. And the way that they are trying to tell gay people not to live their best life.
Right, just assuming. And another assumption, just like they assumed that AIDS was more prevalent in the gay community, they're making assumptions and making false claims and using, fake news to propagate that monkeypox is a gay disease.
Right. And let's say for the sake of argument, let's say that they aren't just full of misinformation and it is a gay disease and it does spread through gay sex. I see these rightoids who for the past 2 years were freaking out because they couldn't go to their Kid Rock concert or whatever the fuck they wanted to do without wearing a mask. And now they're like, oh, so these people can't just flatten the curve by not having gay sex for 2 weeks? No, they can't. They need to live their best life just like you wanted to. It's really like it's a sour grape sort of deal, right?
Yeah.
Like one of those things where they're jealous that they weren't cool enough to just say fuck it and go for it. That the public health institutions weren't scared enough of them to let them do whatever the fuck they wanted.
And do we really want to live in a society where monkeys are allowed to sodomize each other, but human beings aren't?
Exactly. These are people. I mean, what have we heard all through our lives, right? My grandpa was a monkey. Evolution is real. Oh, your grandpa was a monkey. I don't know where I'm going with that. I thought I could connect the dots a little bit better. Anyways, the other part of it is I saw this thing, some gay sex festival in San Francisco. They were giving out public health advice. And they were saying, if you think you might have monkeypox, you can still go. Just cover it up with bandages, which is responsible, right? Like, if you have an open sore. Yeah, it's doing something. But these rightoids don't think it's enough. They want these people to wear condoms. And what is a condom but a face mask for your penis?
Yeah.
It does nothing, right?
Exactly.
It's not going to stop the spread of disease, and all it does, it's just more safety theater shit.
Yeah.
That the rightoids claim to be against, but they're not. They're all the same. These are people that don't want you to live your best life. So,
well,
gays,
I do have to appreciate them at least trying, to give advice to people. But before they start giving out a bunch of advice, we should go and we should consult the experts. Okay, the experts being the CDC, which has already set up a interactive map. I found they set up an interactive map to show you where people are monkeying around the most, contracting the pox. Okay, so on the website, it's being advised that you avoid areas with high monkey populations, and general occurrences of monkey business are obviously frowned upon. Symptoms of the monkeypox are listed as well as being an insatiable desire to eat bananas, jumping on beds, and flinging shit at people while laughing uncontrollably. Just generally chimping out. So if you see anybody exhibiting these symptoms, you're being advised to maintain at least 6 feet.
Yeah, just stay 6 feet away.
6 feet.
That's why it's okay to go to the zoo right now. These are uncertain times with monkeypox and everything, but they're in enclosures. They're at least 6 feet away, and as long as you wear your condom, you're gonna be fine. your dick mask.
So yeah, be safe
You'll
out
be
there.
A-okay.
Be safe out there, my grillos. These are dangerous times.
Especially for our biggest monkeying around boss out there. As I alluded to earlier, our boy Alex Jones. He's being killed out there. He was ordered to pay $4 million in restitution. $4 million in restitution to these families simply for saying that their kids deserve to die or something? I don't know exactly what he said, but it seems like a free speech issue to me.
Another day in America, another lawsuit. You know the story. I mean, it's quite frustrating to see.
Well, that's the thing. These lawyers and their scheming ways, and the justice system in general, just keeping the real gorillas down. They always have and always will. I have some video evidence of the sort of monkeying around that's going on in Alex Jones's trial. He's not being given a fair trial. He is not being shown the kind of freedom and democracy and other buzzwords.
It's another Emmett Till situation.
Exactly. They're the exact same. I see no difference. So let's go ahead and watch what's going on here. I want you to pay attention to the judge, all right? The Soros-appointed judge. I want you to pay attention to the Antifa prosecutor and their language and the way that they abuse him and don't give him a fair shake.
You say, Mr. Jones, that you're taking these court proceedings seriously. You're approaching them in good faith. But the truth of the matter is, you've been broadcasting repeatedly a picture of our judge on fire.
Objection compound, Your Honor.
No.
You have to wait till the court rules.
See?
Overruled. There was a statement and then a question.
Overruled for what?
Mr. Jones, I'm going to hand you what I've marked as plaintiff's exhibit 129. That's from your show, isn't it?
That's justice on fire.
Huh, okay. Your Honor, I'd like to move 129 into evidence.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't specifically see what the problem is here. This is the United States. This is a free speech. This is a free speech country. If I'm not mistaken, I don't understand how him creating a meme of the judge presiding over his case on fire. I mean, I don't see how that's a problem.
No, there's nothing problematic about it. But as you're about to see, the judge doesn't feel that way because she's a selfish cunt. She wants to make everything about her. Who's really on trial here, Judge? Okay? This isn't about you.
Is this impeachment evidence? I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Bankston wants to do with.
I think he wants to impeach Mr. Jones with it.
Does he want to introduce it? Is it just to show to the jury, or does he want it to
No, I
go
think
into evidence?
I'm first moving to
Moved it
You
into
can see
evidence.
that she's in the adrenochrome
Moving
junkie.
that
Just look
it
at
be
her.
accepted into evidence. Do you have
I'd still
an
hit it.
objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is
Yeah,
the
me
legal
too.
objection?
401, 403.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, you may, Your Honor.
she likes it.
Plaintiff's 129 is admitted.
It's admitted. Look how fucking wrapped up in herself she is. She's like, oh yeah, well let me look at it. It's about me, right? Like she doesn't care about law or justice. She cares about her fucking self. And she looks at it, she laughs, she gets her little attention kick, and she says, yeah, enter that into evidence. Kill this man. We're going to kill Alex Jones.
I don't
It's
understand.
a fucking miscarriage of justice.
That's the dishonesty on display here is exactly that, is that her initial reaction was, lol, that's funny, yeah, it's about me, but I can't help but laugh because it's good content. I mean, this man, he just creates good content. But now I'm going to impeach his character, even though he left a positive impact on me, but because I'm beholden to a specific side, because I'm a wing-cuck justice, I have to trample all over him and his rights.
Very well stated, Micah. I couldn't have said it better myself. This kangaroo court goes on even further. This isn't even the beginning, my friend.
Can you display 129? The person on the left of this image is our judge, correct?
Yes.
The person on the right is another judge you don't like, right?
Yes.
Okay. One of the things you can take that down. one of the things you've been talking about a
That guy
lot
has no
recently
chin.
on your show,
Typical wing
even
cock.
in the past couple of months, is your allegation that government officials are aiding in pedophilia,
Yes.
child
Yes.
trafficking, and the grooming of children.
Yes.
Right?
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
Yeah.
Sure, if that's a yes, is that a yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy. See, he doesn't mince words. He's not dishonest. People always talk about how he's dishonest, and they just ask him straight up. So you think that the government is involved in pedophilia? Which let's be clear, they absolutely are. Like, why is that a question you're asking? That's a fact we all know. And he says like the Epstein and the Clintons. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't think that was a win. I don't think that was the win that he thought it was. Bringing that up in a nationally broadcasted trial.
Oh, in the court of public opinion, definitely not. But in this kangaroo court, the judge is probably wringing her hands, thinking, "Yes, we'll bury him with these words.
We'll
bury
him with these children.
It actually goes on further, where Alex Jones proves that the judge is, part of the scandal, part of this
Oh.
child trafficking ring.
Oh.
And on Thursday, you and InfoWars started connecting those allegations to our judge, didn't you?
No.
In fact, Mr. Jones, you're telling the world not to believe what happens in this courtroom because the judge worked with Child Protective Services, who you say is involved with pedophilia and child trafficking, correct?
Not all of it, but it's the Texas Youth Commission got caught doing it a lot. There's been a lot of that here.
I'm not asking you that, Mr. Jones. I'm asking you, you're telling the world not to believe what's happened in this trial because this judge is involved with CPS, who is working with child traffickers and pedophilia, correct?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we would like to show a clip from Mr. Jones' show on Thursday where those words are said.
Yo,
Or
courtroom,
impeachment
Alex.
purposes.
Courtroom Infowars. Let's go.
I like to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a system or just a?
I don't know how the jury wasn't just totally grill pilled by this. Infowar pilled.
We'd argue this
Now
is
look, here's the lawyer saying this isn't relevant
not appropriate
because it's not.
improper impeachment.
Well, those are two different.
But the judge just wants to see more of herself.
Statements.
That's what it's
So is it
about.
impeachment on a
The
collateral
judge
matter
should be
or
on
an
trial
improper
here,
impeachment?
not poor Alex
It is an
Jones,
improper impeachment
whose only
because
crime
it
was
not
loving
collateral.
too much.
And the collateral matter is what he's saying about me.
Correct.
Did you hear what he said about
About
me?
whether he's taking this seriously.
Correct.
Overruled.
I don't care. I don't care if it's irrelevant. He said about me.
That's what it is. It's like, why doesn't she do this on her own time? Why does she need to make everything about herself? It's just typical woman shit,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just hard to see. It's hard to see Alex get impeached like this. I'll go ahead and play that video in question.
Judge Maya Gamble
Would you still hit?
from CPS, who has been exposed for human trafficking and working with pedophiles.
That's what you mean when you say you're taking this seriously.
Yes.
I take this as serious as cancer. And, I mean, I don't know, you show somebody else's clip that they're always a few seconds long. Why don't you play
Yeah,
the whole
play
thing?
the whole thing, buddy.
That's not someone else's clip, is it?
Well, I didn't direct it or produce it, what I'm saying. I mean,
You
it's,
certainly published it.
I'm not standing behind it. I have to see the full thing.
So
Yeah,
you don't
show the
stand by
context.
things
Source?
you publish
Source?
about our
Source?
judge on your show
Source?
repeatedly, day after
No, I
day.
said I don't not stand behind it. I need to see not just 5-second clips.
Well, we can talk about what you said before that.
Can you
matters.
play, how long's the clip? Can you play the whole clip?
Mr. Jones, you're not asking questions today. You understand that, sir?
Oh, I thought I could ask to see a full document.
I'm
Somebody showed me
sorry, I
something
thought
could
this
see
was
what it
America.
I
This
don't-
is a question from the lawyer, answer from the witness.
Okay.
And then there's the
Not the other
judge
way around.
The
again.
only thing I want to ask you about is not all the other weird stuff you said in that video.
They're trying to bamboozle
I
him.
just wanted to ask you about the question that I asked you, which you said, no, I'm not saying the judge is connected to pedophile and child trafficking. This is you taking this trial seriously and in good faith? That's what this is?
It's a 5-second clip. I don't know what you've cut off or on.
Does it matter? Is there anything before and after that would make it great to show pictures of our judge on fire and telling the world he's involved in pedophile? Can you tell me the context that would occur before or after that makes that great? Excuse me, sorry.
I believe you, if you're only wanting to go off 5 seconds, I believe the thing is, the judge is the fire burning Lady Liberty. It's not the judge, the judge is consuming freedom.
Wouldn't you agree with me, Mr.
Yeah,
Jones?
come on.
I sure hope some of your viewers are able to make that distinction that you just put on the hair, don't you?
Oh, I want viewers to be able
All
to
I
make
know
the
is-
distinction. That's the thing,
is-
is that
is-
info
is I
warriors,
take this
they're all
very
smart
seriously.
people. Info warriors are people that can make the distinction. It's this fucking guy and this judge who are out here trying to take things out of context. Look, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
these are college graduates. Okay, these are people with bachelor's degrees. All right, they're not you know they're not dullards. Watching this program, consuming Alex Jones's media.
the best and brightest amongst us. Well, it's like Chris Christie said to Marco Rubio in 2016. It's the 5-second drive-by out of context, right? And then some Washington, D.C. big politician fucking wop, 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 wop. It's a hit and run is what it is. That's a crime right there. That's impeachable right there. What they're doing to Alex Jones is murder. And that's just it. Now, I have one more Alex Jones clip to go over because, you might watch that and say he's combative because naturally he is. He's a combative person because he's a Chad. But he tries to go over and smooth things out with these people afterwards, and they just won't have it.
And that he's slow and autistic.
No, I'm slow.
That's it. We're not talking anymore. You're not doing this. That's not even a thought. That's not the way this goes.
What a dick.
Why? Because you can't feed them fake videos anymore? No, shut them. That's what you're trying to shut my mouth. You'll never succeed. Okay. I think I'm autistic too, buddy. See
You're not going to gatekeep Alex Jones, okay? You're not going to gatekeep Alex Jones's autism.
You're not going to shut him down. Look, he tried to go over to the Sandy Hook parent and explain, look, I'm autistic. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't get everything right. He always says that. I don't get everything right, but
If you watch the end of the program, I said in Minecraft. I said
Exactly. And, he tries to go over, and what happens? George Soros's fucking henchmen come over. This isn't happening. You're not going to use your charisma and fucking
your
charm
high
to
speech
make this
skill.
go away. Your 100 speech skill. The Soros fucking lackeys came in and stopped it, and they're extremely rude to him. Why isn't that guy on trial for his speech being inflammatory? Saying you're not going to do this?
Yeah.
Trying to take away his rights?
What if he feels so bad about that encounter that he goes home and kills himself,
Yeah, then it would be his fault, according to these people. Free speech doesn't mean that we have to platform you. It does not mean that you can just go yell fire in a crowded theater or be mean to Alex Jones. That's all free speech means, okay? So, I have more Alex clips, but we have more shit to get into.
I mean, if it's worth, if it means a lot to you, I'll.
You know what? We'll do one more Alex clip because this is one I put together myself, and this one's for the Grillas out there who might be watching and wondering. I haven't seen much Alex Jones. I don't know why it is you're so fervently defending him. What makes him a radical centrist king, and why are they trying to take him down? And I think that this speech really illustrates his value to society.
We got to come together under a code of freedom and liberty and justice and coming together and working together and being strong. And that's what InfoWars is. And that's why the enemies of humanity hate us so much, because we love God and God loves humanity. And I am a human supremacist. I am a human supremacist. I am a human supremacist. I am am a human supremacist. I am a human supremacist. That term will be the future war with the robots and the AI. What you're hearing now is the entire future and everything they tried to stop us from doing. Our supremacy will not end with this planet. We will people the stars. We will colonize. We will green dead worlds. We will go interdimensional. We will unlock the secrets of the universe. God has laid them out like Christmas presents for his children. And I am extremely honored to be in the fulcrum and the heart of the fight to bring our race, the human race, in a race for the future. I am honored to be here. And we will break the enemy. We will break the pedophiles. We will break the Satanists because God already sent his own self down here to show us he could do it. God would never ask us to go through an obstacle course he wouldn't go through. And now we're going to go through what Christ did. And we're going to go through it, and we're going to be destroyed, but reborn on the other side.
Yeah!
Holy fuck, dude.
Dude, okay, if this guy was born a few hundred years ago, he would conquer the world. This is somebody that, like Alexander the Great. This is Alexander the Greater. He would bring armies to the ends of the earth. This fucking level of speech 101, dude. You can't. This is a once in a lifetime person.
Yeah.
Okay? And for people saying he's some sort of white supremacist or liar guy or he's some sort of bad guy, no, he's a radical centrist. He wants to take the human race and bring us to our God-given potential, people.
Transdimensional. Transdimensional.
Our transdimensional potential, people. Now, okay, to be fair,
he's
seeing that speech did make me, want to do some things to Joe Biden. But that's not okay. Just kidding. Yeah, I love Alex Jones, and everybody out there, pray for him. Go buy his merchandise and
buy his water filters. His if you can get them before they're sold out. The male supplements I hear are quite
the super male vitality. They ran out of that. I tried to order it. I tried because I have the Alex Jones body type. I figure if I take that, I'm gonna really
beef
flourish.
up. Yeah,
I'm gonna flourish.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of Alex Jones. Keep him in your prayers, people. So Alex Jones often impeached as a wing cuck, but there are actual wing cucks amongst us. People who are
dangers
people
to
who
society.
Are actual dangers to society. People who aren't being covered like Alex is. Like this guy, Nicholas Rusk. You're wondering, who is that? Why haven't I heard of him? What is this? Well, he's the guy that tried to kill Brett Kavanaugh.
And the fake news isn't going to tell you about this. That's why you have to tune. You have to tune into the Grillcast, okay, where you get the real, unfiltered, unadulterated, purest form, purest grade of news.
You get the real shit here. Everyone else, they got that bunk shit. We got that dank news, We got that fire news. I'll start off with how he got found out. So he posts to Reddit. He is the Reddit assassin, the most subtle assassin of all time. Between May 5th, 2022 and June 8th, 2022, the search history on Rusk's cell phone included the following terms or phrases. Quietest semi-auto rifle. Reagan assassination attempt. Most effective place to stab someone. Assassin skills. Assassin equipment. Assassinations. Supreme Court. How to be stealthy. Gun lubricant. And Supreme Court.
Oh my god. He's an homosexual.
Yeah, he is an homosexual. That's the problem with these gun owners. They're all nuts.
Gun lubricant.
These gun people. Yeah, gun oomers. Oh god, I'm shooting.
I'm shooting.
I'm shooting. And so you might wonder, this guy did a lot of research into it. I have some of his Reddit post history.
What's his
here.
what's his name? What's his Reddit name?
He has a few of them. This one under Narrow Frosting 1539, he asks, writing a killer who was obsessed with not leaving evidence. What methods could they use? Which serial killer was the most careful? What will likely happen if the current Supreme Court remains? What would change if the Democrats got a majority? And what is a good place to get a Kevlar vest? He also has some
what
things
methods?
here.
What methods could they use for not leaving evidence? How about not asking all of this shit online on a public forum? How
I'm
about
writing a book, though. You see, I'm doing it for research
It's
purposes.
it's purely academic. I assure you. I am not planning anything. Okay, my search history be damned.
My search history be damned. Do you have proof? Do you have a source?
Yeah. Have you been inside my mind? Okay, to prescribe intent to me. Okay, like you're doing right now.
He goes on to ask under his American Nick 1 username, can you work for the FBI with BPD? Can you work for the FBI if you have borderline personality disorder? Can you work for the FBI or law enforcement if you have borderline personality disorder? And then below that, F4F, 25 PST, trans gamer girl seeking friend. Oh shit, I guess I've been misgendering her. My bad. Look, I don't want to misgender this sly assassin. I don't want them to come after me next. I never see him coming. Master of disguise. And we got some more under Narrow Frosting 1539.
Yeah.
How
I
long
just looked at
y'all
this.
think till we get a mass shooter who was a cum boy posted to the Cumtown subreddit? Look, this is my problem with Cumtowners.
Oh man.
These are people who've been radicalized by a not very good podcast. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put it out there. It's just
No.
who listens to that?
Yeah, they just talk about how gay they are every episode, and it's like, I'm not gay, dude. I'm not gay. I don't relate to this content. I'm not. I'm not gay.
I don't relate because I'm so not gay. Who just talks about whether they are or are not gay for their whole content every episode? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but it's different strokes for different folks. It's just
I suppose so. Narrow Frosting asks, how difficult is it to covertly take out a high-value target? I am a civilian wanting to write a realistic piece of military fiction.
Quote,
I have a
unquote.
character who is targeting
Quote
a
unquote.
high-value target and was wondering whether doing so without alerting nearby combatants and civilians is realistically possible.
What is this, Metal Gear? What is this, like a stealth video game? Like alerting nearby combatants / civilians? Like there's a stealth meter involved? Like
It's
what the fuck?
okay. You can just load your last save. And that's the thing. That's what these gamers do. Because I want to be very clear here. Gamers do become... There is a pipeline. The gamer to mass shooter pipeline. We've talked about this before. And that's one of the reasons why it happens. Because they play these video games. And like you said, he thinks there's like a stealth meter. Like, oh god, I'm going to have to load my last save. Oh. No, that's not how this works, you fucking goomer.
You're gonna get plugged by the nearest federal agent as soon as you walk into the premises with your fucking shades and your cap on.
Yeah.
Anywho,
he thinks he's a lot better than he is, clearly. So, we covered the, Americans going to Ukraine, the Redditors for Ukraine debacle, and he was part of this. He says, does Ukraine need troops? Like, I heard people from Europe or the Americas help fight ISIS. Would people coming to Ukraine to help defend it be helpful? Is this happening at all? Does Ukraine need troops? This is somebody that just has murderous urges. As evidenced by their next post, 26 U.S. having dark urges and need a non-judgmental ear. I have recurring thoughts about taking vigilante actions and generally doing bad things to bad people. I really don't want to act on them, but people's disgust with me when I mention these ideas makes me feel even more alone and thus like I have nothing to lose.
Oh, dude, I bet this guy watched Taxi Driver once. And it's just
watch Taxi Driver once. Having dark urges. Now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is that's the post that got him on the list, right? And the fact that he did that and then 2 weeks later is I'm writing a book. How do I kill a Supreme Court justice?
Oh, this is so cringe. The one where I see down here, would Kavanaugh being removed from the Supreme Court help women in the long term? Like, bro,
Nothing will
why
help
does this
women in the
matter?
long
Why does
term.
this matter to you?
Nothing will help women. They'll always be broken, dude. Come on.
Yeah. You know what?
that's-
This is bothering me, right? Like, this is getting to me because, and I think I mentioned this before, but this is this kind of shit, these kind of posts and this kind of thread of instances of someone talking like this is the same justification people try to use for banning 4chan, Only here it's way more valid because he's not posting it anonymously, right?
Yeah.
And therefore ironically. So none of this is ironic. And like what's the one like when we all see burner accounts like online, right? Like what do we assume? Like when you can't trace somebody and they're posting, oh, that's a troll. That's just a fucking troll. But suddenly when an entire image board is anonymous, like people like to spurg out and take it at face value. Be like, oh, they're grooming. Oh, they're gonna make mass shooters. Oh, this guy's literally got a traceable account on multiple traceable accounts saying he's gonna fucking kill people, and like nobody cares. And he's looking for people to co-sign his bullshit.
He's trying to like crowdsource information, dude.
Yeah.
He's doing it really badly too. Like this is a personification of Reddit right here. Like this attitude towards it. This like, oh, it'll be like a video game. I'm
not trying to defend 4chan, but I'm just trying to expose you to the fact that, you know, there's no reason we should look at Reddit with any like rose colored lenses, you know.
And I'd hope in 2022 that people don't, that the veil has been lifted. This is your average Redditor. I want to be very clear here. They're all like this. It's
this
a terrorism
is the majority.
board.
It is.
It's a terrorism website.
It's a sanctioned terrorism website.
Co-signed by the bigwigs in Silicon Valley who are trying to kill Alex Jones. Well,
you have federal agents updating Reddit posts on a daily in mass, you know, on a daily basis. That's what they do. They browse, you know, because they can't update on 4chan. You know, they can't co-sign people's opinions on 4chan. You know, they can post, they can say dumb shit, but on Reddit, they're out here actually like, you know, basically giving these people clout. I mean, don't you think that would be more inspiring to people who are looking for, you know, validation online compared to just a response like getting updates?
Yeah, you can't updude on 4chan. People just like link
call
a
you
piece
a faggot.
of BBC porn.
Yeah, or call you
a faggot. There's no validation to be had there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's literally BBC porn, faggot. Okay, fed.
So one thing that is interesting about what you mentioned is that as far as feds being on Reddit, Fort Bragg, or one of the military bases, was spotlighted as the most active Reddit posting zone. So they literally are grooming people into doing this shit. I mean, let's be honest here.
Oh my god.
And I guess the last one I'd go to would be
So this guy got in charge. This guy was caught, right?
Yeah.
Like he actually did he yeah, go ahead.
I'll get into that in a second, how it went down. I have the documents. I have the source. But first I want to talk about his post to r/sissy personals. 26 US sissy looking to be a heel slut. I'm looking for a guy to play games with and be a heel slut for. Give me rewards and punishments based on how I do. Would love to have tasks/rules. I play all sorts of video games. So, I mean, there we go. Gamer shit. It's the gamer to mass shooter pipeline.
Yeah.
Like,
gamers
this person
rise
starts,
up. More like gamers sit down, okay?
Gamers sit down. We don't need you to be doing this shit, guys. It's cringe.
Oh man. Yeah.
More posts about the video games that this guy wants to play. You know, it's just, and then which person's death would have the biggest impact on the world.
Oh, they're not.
So this is
my favorite AAA developers not making a game where I can go out and kill government officials. I'll just make my own game.
Exactly. That's what happens. These people play these games for years and years.
They need their fantasy fulfilled, like appealed to, and if they don't get it in a digital format, they're going to take action.
Yeah, because they think that they just kill the bad guy and then they're the good guy. But the world doesn't work like that. It's all shades of gray, man. You know? Yeah. And these video games don't teach people that. It's like a wing-cuck factory.
Except Fallout New Vegas. Fallout
Space. So I have the official documents about how this guy got caught. You might be thinking, look, he did a lot of good preparatory work, right? He's very covert in his actions. He learned, he grew, and he's a gamer. He's been assassinating people for years digitally. So surely he had a good plan coming into this. And so here's how he gets caught. On June 8th, 2022, at approximately 1:05 a.m., 2 United States deputy marshals saw an individual dressed in dark clothing and carrying a backpack and a suitcase get out of a taxi cab that had stopped in front of the Montgomery County, Maryland resident of a current justice of the United States Supreme Court. The individual looked at 2 deputy U.S. marshals who were standing next to their parked vehicle and then turned to walk down the street.
Lol. Never mind.
So that was the guy's plan. You know what I'm gonna do is I'll bring a backpack and a suitcase. I'll wear dark clothes because then they can't see me at night. You know, my stealth meter's really high, and then I'll just take a taxi to his house and walk in. That was his brilliant plan.
Yeah,
oh
dude,
my god, there's cops here.
Like, all he had to do was like read a couple magazines and activate a stealth boy, and he would have been golden. But said he
He clearly didn't think about this very well.
no.
I guess after that, he called the cops and told them that he was having suicidal and homicidal thoughts and that he had a
Oh, what a cope.
firearm in his suitcase.
Oh, what a
He
cope.
also told them that he came from California to kill a specific United States Supreme Court justice. So he just snitches on himself immediately. He does all this planning for months, and in typical Redditor fashion, he fumbles it at the 99-yard line.
Yeah, no follow through. No
follow.
I can't
no
respect
gumption.
it. I mean, I wouldn't have respected it if he went. Obviously, if he went through with it, I wouldn't have respected it at all. Disavow. But you also you can't be happy that the guy has no gumption, like you said. No.
Well, that's the problem with millennials. They don't follow through with their plans. They just talk about doing things and never do it. You know they.
Hey man, you want
see...
to hang out tonight? Yeah, man. You just get really high first. never hear back.
Yep, that's this guy. So that's the Reddit assassin, the most subtle assassin out there. Thank God for our prestigious federal institutions for setting up and then taking down these kind of cold-hearted killers, these wingcucks that infiltrate our society. Without them, where would we be?
Where would we be? It'd be a dark place, man. It'd be in a dark place. But our centrist warriors.
You know who's not in a dark place anymore are some buses of migrants.
Yeah. This is a very interesting happening going on that I wanted to bring up for the show. So I have an article from NPR, one of our favorite news outlets. The title of the article: GOP governors send buses of migrants to DC and New York with no plan for what comes next. And it says, for months now, the governors of Texas and Arizona have been sending charter buses full of migrants and refugees, because apparently there's a difference, to Washington, D.C.'s Union Station, just a few blocks from the Capitol building. But when they disembark, they find neither the local nor federal government there to meet them. So yeah, basically, the rightoids, they got this idea that, well, if Biden, if President Biden's not going to help us build this border wall anymore, we're gonna own the libs. We're gonna own the libs by sending all these border crossers to their cool hangout spots, DC, New York, etc. And so you have the situation, and they think they're owning the libs. But if wingcucks weren't so retarded and just totally brain dead, like the left wing cities would just bust them back.
Yeah.
They just bust them
exactly.
back. And it would be like they just bust back and forth to each other like an epic game of hot potato. And the left, would probably win. Eventually they would probably win because they're willing to spend more money. So I wanted to get your take on the situation, what you think should be done. Really it's the migrants who are suffering here.
I don't think it's the migrants who are really suffering, because they were going to have to live in Texas, in Arizona. They're going to have to live in those shithole states. I mean, really, they're getting a good deal out of this. They get to go to the great, beautiful North. Where would you rather live, right? Oh, yeah, I want to live in a desert with nothing in it and a bunch of fat people. Yeah, I don't know,
and
man.
Racists.
And racist. Beyond that, if we really had some big brain ascended centrist governments, the problem isn't putting them on the bus. It's that the bus comes to an end at some point.
Right.
It comes to an end in DC. But imagine this. Have you ever seen Snowpiercer?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Train that goes around the world. It goes around the world because the world's ending. The Earth is uninhabitable. And so... Inhabitable. So why don't we just do that with these migrants, right? Like how many miles of road do we have in this country? We can just keep them on a loop, a perpetual loop going back and forth, right?
And then you don't notice them. It's like the migrant crisis isn't even happening. They're here, like they made it, but you never have to see them. They don't have to deal with integrating into society finding jobs without papers or getting papers. They're just, they're here, they're on their bus.
They're bus people now.
Yeah.
And that's a good solution. Look, if you're on a bus, then you have a home, you have your seat. We can assign them seats. Like, they have their housing. Look, these buses, they could have Wi-Fi on them so that they
It's
can
true.
occupy themselves.
True. Some
Watch
of these
some
charter buses
Telemundo.
they're quite swanky. Some of these newer charter buses. I mean, they have bathrooms with sinks in them. TVs on the back of seats like you have in airplanes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
why
I mean,
not?
I'm sure it'd be cost effective too, because how many of them can you stuff in there? I mean, you see how many of them they stuff in their houses, like 20 fucking people. In a bus, God, you could get hundreds of them in there. Each bus costs like 100 G's or something, couple hundred G's. You whack that down, that's like a sustainable home for only a few $1,000s a year per person.
But it just really says a lot about our society that neither side is willing to come together and work towards an amicable solution here, other than just oh, we're gonna bust them over to you, and the other side is like, well, we're not gonna help these people when they get here. It's the federal government's job because it's a migration. I mean, come on, you got to do something. You got to come up with something.
You see, if people like us were in charge, we would have this sweet Snowpiercer fucking bus track all across the country. These people would be taken care of,
Yeah.
right?
And then
could put,
the
little
migrants
maracas in there for them.
And there's like a level of certainty, for someone who's trying to migrate here. They know exactly what's going to happen here. Nobody knows what's going to, you don't know when you're risking your life, crossing the Rio Grande and, trekking through the mountains and, hiring coyotes who might like rape your kids or whatever. There's an uncertainty about what life ahead in the United States is going to be like. But, if we were in charge, right, if we could provide these centrist solutions, that wouldn't be a problem anymore. You'd at least have, you'd have that certainty. You'd have that peace of mind.
And that's what these people need. They come from a country where they never had peace of mind, where the only certainty is that, they're going to get fucked up by the cartels if they stick around. These people need something.
Yeah. It's not really that much better than the alternative, which is staying behind in their countries, being killed by the cartels and getting, reviewed by gore discussion YouTubers, for for updates and patron contributions.
Dude, isn't that shit kind of weird? Like, people who are really into gore videos and like gore communities.
Yeah, no, it is. It is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Those people need to be on a fucking list.
Oh, who's to say they aren't, man?
Yeah,
who the fuck isn't? Who the fuck isn't on a list? You'd be interested in anything.
Like the NSA is like Santa Claus. They just have everyone on the list now.
It's honestly pretty. It's honestly pretty centrist because it is like all encompassing. They literally have lists for everything. Like if you can think of it, it's like Rule 34. Like if you can think of it, they've got a list for it, and you're probably on it.
Yeah, it is pretty centrist. If everyone's on a list, is anyone really on a list? Yeah.
Well, the only way to avoid it is to just get off the computer, like not be online.
Also, extremely based. You don't want to be on a list, then just like stop posting. That's too much for Wincucks. They can't handle that.
Yeah.
No, they need to stop putting people on lists. Well, you're the one giving them the content.
My brother in Christ. You are the one giving them content.
I should be able to say whatever I want and nobody can write down that I said that for some reason. Like, come on, man. Own it up. Own your words like Alex Jones does.
Exactly.
Okay?
Be realistic. Is that too much to ask? You people.
It is. Unfortunately, in today's society, it is. So, I think we've covered just about everything. Mike, you have any final thoughts?
No, man, that's the news. We did our job here. What more do they want from us? What more do you want?
We provided the news and the views of the radical centrist movement. You're listening to
everything
the
cool as long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I done spelled that rumor. Hit that victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation.
God, Reddit is such a fucking cancer.
I'm a trans gamer girl. Looking for another trans gamer girl.
To help me kill Brett Kavanaugh.
You hold my programming socks. I'm going in.